In this lesson, we're going to multiply two binomials, and their only difference is going to be the signs. For example, we can multiply x plus 5 times x minus 5. They are exactly the same except for their signs. One is positive, one is negative. These binomials that differ in sign are called conjugates. So, using our process of foiling to keep track of our products, let's multiply these two binomials. So, begin with your first terms. X times x is x squared. Our outside terms will be minus 5x. Inside terms, 5 times x will be positive 5x. And finally, lastly, 5 times negative 5 is negative 25. Combining the outer and inner terms, what happens here? We see they are additive inverses, so they add up to 0. And all we have left is minus 25. So here, when you multiply these two binomials that were different in signs, their outer and inner terms were additive inverses, and they canceled or added to 0. Next example, 2x plus 1 times 2x minus 1. So let's begin with our products. 2x times 2x is 4x squared. Then we have outside terms, 2x times negative 1 is negative 2x. Inside term, 1 times 2x is positive 2x. And finally, 1 times negative 1 is negative 1. Again, we see the outer and inner terms are additive inverses. They add up to 0. And we're left with 4x squared minus 1. Now there's something I want to begin to point out to you here. We see this in the last example and this example. The first term is a perfect square. This last term is a perfect square. And the sign that's in between them is a minus sign. We're going to see the same thing in the previous example. X squared is a perfect square. 25 is a perfect square. And what's the sign that's in between those two? A minus sign. So this is a difference of two squares. Okay. Now, let's do one more example, and that is 3x plus 4 times 3x minus 4. Now, if you see the pattern, then you can just automatically go right to the answer. But if not, let's multiply. 3x times 3x is 9x squared. 3x times negative 4 is negative 12x. 4 times 3x is positive 12x. And finally, 4 times negative 4 is negative 16. We see our outer and inner terms are additive inverses, and they add to 0. And we're left with 9x squared minus 16. Again, 9x squared is a perfect square, 16 is a perfect square, and we have the minus sign in between. So to summarize, when you are multiplying two binomials, their only difference is their sign. The result will be x squared minus y squared. This is, again, the difference of two squares.